You may remember Crash Bandicoot as Sony's version of Sonic, which was Sega's version of Mario. Anyway, there was a time where we could have seen open animation for Crash Bandicoot before the games. It could have also been a tie-in for an animated series. Did it go well? No, it did not. Watch now.
Dr. Cortex is a genius, a mental aberration. He's totally fixated on world domination. The local island creatures are dull and obtuse. Until the evil doctor turns on the juice. He wants them for his troops. They come out nincompoops, most especially Crash Bandicoot. Should have been a genius, but he doesn't quite compute. Crash Bandicoot. Anything can happen now that Crash is in pursuit. Tom has been selected for running through the blender. Crash will fight to save her. He'll never surrender. He'll vanquish any villain to set his girlfriend free. He doesn't have a clue about how to proceed. His heart's in the right place. His brain's been rearranged unsuccessfully. Crash Bandicoot. If Cortex isn't beaten, he'll reign absolute. Crash Bandicoot. Play our game and tell your friends so we'll make lots of loot.
Well, there's that. So this came from David Siller on NeoGAF, and he's the original game producer, and he said that this could have possibly turned into an animated series, could have possibly been the opening and closing of a game. Didn't really pan out. As you may have noticed, there is a lot of influence from Animaniacs. I also sense Tiny Toon Adventures in there. The girlfriend character looks a lot like what Disney did in their afternoon block with Chippendale Rescue Rangers and shows of the like. It's a little derivative, I would say.
But I would still watch it.
Would you?
Because I was a fan of Tiny Toons and Animaniacs and the Disney block and Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Like, that looked like something that I would totally watch. Like, come home from school, sit there in front of my TV, and then if they made a cereal out of it, oh man, I would have eaten the cereal too, because that just looks like something totally up my alley. And that's such a bummer that it didn't really pan out into something more, because the Crash Bandicoot series was so successful, or it just had so many people who loved it, that I'm sure all of those fans would have sat down and watched a 2D animated version of that. And I miss 2D. I'm kind of bummed that, it never aired, because I feel like no one was ever like, you know what? I'm done with 2D. I'm ready for 3D.
That's actually the reason why it was given, that it wasn't used for the game. In the mid to late 90s, Sony Computer Entertainment America was very heavily pushing 3D polygon graphics, as they well should, because we're advancing in graphics at the time, and we want things to look better and more impressive, and people getting into games and developing beautiful narratives and really drawing in the viewer. But anyway, they decided to drop it.
Yeah, but I was just saying, like, I feel like no one was like, oh man, I hope Crash Bandicoot is in all 3D because I'm sick of this 2D garbage. Like, I think Sony would have been very surprised had they kept the 2D animated version in somewhere of the Crash world.
I don't know if it would work. I mean, when I was a kid, I had a PlayStation.
Okay.
Well, I did have an N64, but then my house burned down and we lost it. Oh, is that a story? It is. I'll tell you later. My house burned down when I was a kid. So then I moved over to PlayStation, and my life changed, I guess.
Right.
Anyway, our version of Mario Kart was Crash Team Racing, and I played the crap out of that game. And I did grow to like the characters. I did understand who Cortex was. I did understand who Crash's little sister was. And there was a tiny polar bear and a tiny tiger, and I was all about that tiger. It was a cute world for me.
Right.
I don't know if this series works for me. Maybe, I don't know. It's not the Crash I wanted him to be.
Right. What if you had never played a Crash game and then you just like flipped on the TV one day and there was
and
like
I heard
this
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
He's real stupid, but he's gonna do the thing.
Yeah, I mean, you
never
never know. It may have garnered an audience that didn't even know the Crash series existed.
Crash looked a lot like Tasmanian Devil, and there was already a Tasmanian Devil series.
Yeah.
And I can remember that song too, but I won't sing it to everyone's great relief.
You never know. Kids love cartoons, and they'll watch anything, including me. I probably would have watched it
as a child.
Yeah, no, and it's like, it's very fast, fast action, and it's got the song to it, and it's just like, telling you, Crash Bandicoot cereal, Crash Bandicoot series, it's a winner.
I'm sorry that we lost Crash to the ebbs of time and that he didn't survive the way Mario did and the way Sonic did. But in a way, maybe he was better off dying if you look at where Sonic is today. I'm just saying, that's my personal opinion.
I know, it seems like Sonic has aged with the coming years because now it's like Sonic has actually slowed down in his games and it's like, this isn't the Sonic.
It's just, the current series is a little weird to me.
Yeah.
But that's just me. You might love it. Also, I'm not a child, so what do I know? Do you like the Crash Bandicoot animations, and would you have watched a Crash Bandicoot show and welcomed this into your heart and kept Crash alive as a viable character in the modern day and age? That is a long question. Let us know what you think about Crash Bandicoot and his abandoned animation below in the comments, and please be sure to subscribe for more.